Why does Rocket dare to mock Iron Man? When Tony created the quantum tunnel,
Take it easy. You're only a genius on Earth, pal.
later, when everyone looked back at the Battle of New York, Rocket teased all the Avengers for being too weak, which made Tony so angry he shaved his head bald. The third time was when the Infinity Stone needed to be embedded in the gauntlet. Tony was very cautious and the atmosphere was extremely tense, but Rocket deliberately teased him. You have to understand, Tony is a once-in-a-century genius in engineering and physics, yet he suffered relentless mockery from Rocket. Does Rocket really have the right to do this? The answer is absolutely yes. Rocket is the creation of the High Evolutionary, forged from the most elite genetic experiments in the entire universe. He possesses intelligence and mental power far exceeding ordinary beings. He's witnessed countless universe-level advanced technologies. He masters biology and physics unknown to Earth. Just this alone puts Tony at a disadvantage. Rocket can even solve technological problems that the High Evolutionary spent 100 years researching. Many of Tony's major decisions require lengthy discussions with the Avengers before implementation. In Avengers 2, facing Ultron's betrayal of humanity, Tony couldn't immediately find a solution. Now look at Rocket. He can repair and modify high-energy weapons in the time it takes Star-Lord to finish an awkward dance. And in an extremely short time, he created a bomb powerful enough to severely damage the Celestials. So whether in pure intelligence or tactical judgment, Rocket is clearly superior to Tony. Therefore, he's the only one qualified to mock Iron Man. So if Rocket and Iron Man switched places, who could save the universe faster? When Captain America is about to shout, "Avengers assemble," pay attention. As Thor's hammer flies toward Cap's hand, Iron Man suddenly turns his head to look at him. Many people thought Tony was waiting for Cap to give the command, but if that were really the case, all the Avengers on the field would be looking at Cap. Thor also quickly glanced at Cap, but perhaps he was jealous. So the only one truly stunned was Tony. Actually, the reason is pretty simple. Tony was shocked by what he saw, because earlier during the fight with Thanos, Tony was accidentally knocked unconscious by Mjolnir when Thor threw it. So he completely missed the moment Cap first lifted Mjolnir. When he wakes up and sees Mjolnir flying toward Cap on its own, he's completely dumbfounded. After all, back at the Avengers party, all of them had tried to lift Mjolnir, but Tony couldn't do it. Banner couldn't do it. Even War Machine couldn't. And back then, Cap was still pretending he couldn't lift it, which made Thor breathe a huge sigh of relief. But in Endgame, Cap can even easily wield the power of thunder.
I knew it.
But that's not all Tony missed. When Pepper shows up in the Mark 49 to support him, she teams up with Tony to deal massive area damage. But at that moment, neither of them realizes that not far away, Thor and Cap are fighting fiercely. Then Cap accidentally summons Stormbreaker, and now both of them are completely confused. Actually, this is easy to explain. Mjolnir was enchanted by Odin, and Cap is worthy enough to lift it, but Stormbreaker was never given any enchantment or restriction, so anyone can pick it up. Why didn't Iron Man install a stealth panel into his suit, like Harley suggested in Iron Man 3?
I would have added in the
Retro-reflective panels?
to make him stealth mode.
You want a stealth mode?
Cool, right?
That's actually a good idea. Maybe I'll build one.
In fact, this technology actually did appear later. In Spider-Man Homecoming, Tony's plane, which took off from Avengers Tower, could reflect its surroundings to become invisible. Even S.H.I.E.L.D's planes, and Wakanda's technology that hides an entire country, are essentially based on similar principles. That means Tony was fully capable of integrating this system into the Iron Man armor, but he never did. The reason is simple. Tony doesn't want to hide. Iron Man's fighting style has never been about stealth. He prefers to engage head-on, making himself the most visible target. His armor has always been bright and eye-catching, because in Tony's eyes, a true hero doesn't need to hide. In fact, as the smartest scientist in the MCU, Tony's armor possesses capabilities beyond imagination. When Tony had a panic attack and locked himself inside his suit, Jarvis immediately ran a full body scan. Look closely at the screen. The system didn't just perform an MRI scan, it also ran a toxin screening and checked multiple physiological indicators. That means the Iron Man armor isn't just a weapon, it's essentially a fully functional medical system. Then, in Avengers, Infinity War, when Thanos tears apart a planet with his bare hands, the Infinity Gauntlet first glows purple, then flashes blue. This indicates that Thanos first used the Power Stone to destroy the planet, then used the Space Stone to teleport the debris to Titan. At the same time, Tony's HUD immediately reacts, generating a 3D energy map on the screen and detecting a massive energy wave rapidly engulfing the entire planet. This shows that Iron Man's system is capable of tracking cosmic-level energy fluctuations in real time. So for such a comprehensive suit of armor, a stealth device was never a challenge. Did you know that in Infinity War, when Tony manages to make a tiny cut on Thanos' face using everything he has,
All that for a drop of blood.
even though he talks tough, But did you notice Thanos' eyes when he looked at Tony had already become fearful? Because before that, no one had ever managed to wound him. He had been treating this slaughter like an amusing game, only attacking those who could withstand his fists. Facing the Hulk, Thanos knew he was strong enough, so he fought him hand to hand without using the Infinity Stones. When facing Spider-Man, at first, Thanos was even too lazy to take him seriously. But when he discovered Peter could actually withstand his strength, he immediately changed his attitude. After that, every punch came at him like he was fighting a true warrior. So whether it's monsters, gods, or the strongest warriors, Thanos handled them all easily. And don't forget, Thanos at that time already possessed 4 Infinity Stones. Yet now, he was scratched in the face by a mere human. That's what's truly terrifying. Thanos finally realized that if Tony had a more powerful weapon and more time, this person could actually become strong enough to kill him with his own hands. And when he personally witnessed Tony withstanding the attack of fragments from an entire planet, Thanos was even more impressed. That's why he later said to Tony,
"You have my respect, Stark."
but at that moment, he only thought Tony's courage would end there. He underestimated his willingness to sacrifice for the entire world. So when Tony seized the Infinity Gauntlet and decisively snapped his fingers, perhaps Thanos finally truly understood. He had never won. Why doesn't Thor let Captain America use Stormbreaker?
No, give me that. You have the little one. Yes!
It's not that Thor prefers Stormbreaker over Mjolnir, it's that Captain America doesn't meet the requirements for using it. In Avengers, Infinity War, Thor explained the usage conditions of Stormbreaker.
Wait, what kind of weapon are we talking about here?
The Thanos killing kind.
Don't you think that we should all have a weapon like that?
No, you simply lack the strength to wield them. Your bodies would crumple as your minds collapsed into madness.
This means Stormbreaker's usage conditions are different from Mjolnir's. Due to Odin's curse, a person who can lift Mjolnir gains the power of the god of thunder. In other words, the reason Captain America could summon lightning in Endgame wasn't because he possessed godly power himself. It was because the hammer lent him its power. But Stormbreaker doesn't have these additional attributes. Although Captain America can lift Stormbreaker, he doesn't have divine power within him that can be activated. So Stormbreaker in his hands is just a cold weapon. When facing enemies, he can only hack and slash wildly. It can't truly fulfill its purpose. But for Stormbreaker, the greater the divine power of its wielder, the greater the energy it releases. It can even strengthen combat power through willpower. This is why Thor could strike Thanos, who was holding 6 Infinity Stones. Many people didn't notice that when Thor shared his power with the children,
And shall possess, for limited time only, the power of Thor!
temporarily giving them godly strength, he did this because his own power alone couldn't defeat the monster. But if Thor could share his divine power with others, why didn't he directly share his power with the Avengers? After all, at the end of Infinity War, we saw Thor was completely capable of killing Thanos. And in Endgame, with the power of Thor, Captain America could briefly suppress Thanos, making him helpless. Wouldn't that have been easier to win? Some think Thor was unwilling to share his power, but if you observe carefully, when he summoned the power of thunder, you can see he took Zeus's lightning. But when he shared power with the children, the lightning we saw was yellow, while Thor's original power was blue. Therefore, Thor likely shared Zeus's power with the children, not his own. And there's another detail in the film. When Thor went to Zeus for help fighting the god butcher Gore, Zeus publicly stripped off his clothes and attacked his friends.
And what about the others? We take off their disguise too.
Oh, no, don't click us.
That's cool. Disguise on.
Disguise off. Cool.
Thor was enraged, seized Zeus's lightning spear, and thrust it through his chest. Though Zeus survived, the enraged Zeus still ordered his son Hercules to beat Thor to half-death. But actually, in deleted scenes that were later released, Zeus wasn't that terrible. On the contrary, he even actively helped Thor master the power of lightning and was willing to lend him his weapon. The reason this deleted scene was cut is because they couldn't make another film featuring Thor fighting Hercules.